Good to see a man cut from the same cloth as myself. Leo Redmayne's the name, though no doubt the Grand Arena still remembers me. Good to see a man cut from the same cloth as myself. Leo Redmayne's the name, though no doubt the Grand Arena still remembers me.
Ah, good stuff. I was dying for a bit of biffo.
A fine day to you. Leo Redmayne's the name, though no doubt the streets of Theopolis still remember me. So welcome to the ruckus, Shadow. They would never have let you anywhere near an arena in Oriath, snooty bastards. But don't worry. No one's looking for a fair fight here.
Welcome to the funhouse.
Your brothers and sisters tend to get a raw deal in the arenas of Oriath. Drugged up fodder for the bloodthirsty masses. Nothing like that going on with Leo Redmayne's events, I promise you. So welcome to the ruckus, Marauder. Red's the only colour that matters to me.
Get out of here, bloody pest.
I know your type aren't big on rules and regulations, Ranger. The Wild doesn't have much use for them. I can respect that. So don't worry your pretty little head about it. I, Leo Redmayne, have only one rule in my events. Give it everything you've got. The audience loves a trier. I know your type aren't big on rules and regulations, Ranger. The Wild doesn't have much use for them. I can respect that. So don't worry your pretty head about it. I, Leo Redmayne, have only one rule in my events. Give it everything you've got. The audience loves a trier.
Oi, you're not allowed down here.
Giving up your box seat for a place on the stage, are we, your lordship? A bloody fine thing by Leo Redmayne. The title isn't the man, if you know what I'm saying. And to be honest, winner is the only title I've ever been interested in.
Hate to pick an unfair fight, but...
Leo Redmayne's the name, my lady. And it would be an honour to have one of such beauty and prowess grace my humble affrays. Welcome to the ruckus, darling. I am so looking forward to seeing you in action.
Leaving a fighter to die in a cage? Not nice.
Got myself banished from Theopolis Arena for dealing with your kind, witch. But this isn't Theopolis, and Leo Redmayne's arena welcomes anyone who can put up a good fight, or a bad one. It's not the methods, but the ruckus that matters to me.
No more deals. Just good, clean violence.
Nice day for it. Nice day for it.
Forget the past. New day, new fight.
Yeah? Yeah.
You gave my pride a bloody nose. Now the grieve's on the other leg. Back for a grudge match, eh?
Good to see ya. Good to see ya.
Strength in numbers!
Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger.
Ha 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 ha. D'Aresso would have been jealous.
Until next time. Until next time.
My favourite thing's watching the colour drain from a foe's face.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
This'll chill you to the bone, and beyond.
Speaking of which, stop in from time to time for a chat. I've always got a few events on the go. Exiles do love to bash each other, as if Ray class wasn't enough of a challenge for them. But now and then I like to streamline things. Make sure the ruckus has a bit of form and grace to it. Time you visit right, and I'll be able to point you in the direction of a right top-notch ruckus.
Ha ha ha! Dodge this!
Get out there and shoulder tap someone for a bit of casual biffo. Why are you looking at me like that? This isn't Theopolis. There are no marketeer fixers hustling to matchmake you a duel. In Sane, we pick our own fights. So go on, slap someone in the face with a gauntlet, then come and see me when you've done fighting.
Ha! Storming in here like that. Completely disrespectful. I need to show you some manners.
Find yourself an exile to take on and see if you can best them. We'll catch up when the ruckus is done. Find yourself an exile to take on and see if you can best them. We'll catch up when the ruckus is done.
Tag me in, mate.
It's the arena for you. Be on it. That's not a suggestion, by the way. Be on it. Sane Arena is where everything and anything can happen. I never cease to be amazed by the spectacle when you throw a mixed bag of exiles into the old sand bucket. An all-day breakfast of free-range ruckus on toast. So get in there and see how long you can take the heat. I'll be around to listen to your tales of woe when you're done.
Stick together. What a ruckus.
Into the arena you go. Gird your loins and be ready for, well, pretty much anything. See you on the other side.
Why's this bloody invader still alive?
Let's see if you can play nicely with others. Not everyone's a lone wolf. It'd be a sad, lonely world if it were. There's many who stick with the pack, who thrive in the camaraderie of battle. Get out there, muster a pack and find yourself a battle. See if you can lead your friends to glory. We'll speak again after.
Seriously? You got the jump and you still need backup?
Get yourself a crew and go make some trouble. I'll look forward to hearing the gory details. Get yourself a crew together and go make some trouble. I'll look forward to hearing the gory details.
Yes! Finally! A brawl!
What you need is a goal. Yeah, I know. I sound like a schoolteacher when I say that. What I mean is, get out there, get yourself a crew together and try your hand at capturing a flag or two. Exiles fighting together for something they believe in. Coveting, protecting, makes a man think there might be some hope for humanity. What? A man's got to care about something. We'll talk some more when the affray is done.
Ah! Been dying to slap each other around a bit.
There's a flag out there with your name on it. Don't keep it waiting. I'll look forward to hearing the results.
Need a hand, sweetie? I've only got the one.
Your timing couldn't be better. I've just the ruckus for you. A fresh affray for those who hunger for glory and violence. Think I'm talking it up a bit, do you? Well, that's my job. Don't tell me how to do my job and I won't tell you how to do yours, unless you're making a mess of it. And your job is to get in there and put in some good, clean violence. We'll talk after, if you're able.
Not so easy when it's a fair fight, is it, Varici?
I've just the brutality you're looking for. No expense spared on my part. Come tell me all about it when you're done.
I'm here to blow a little wind into your sails, mate.
You acquitted yourself fairly well that time. There's always room for improvement, of course.
You weren't going to leave me out of this brawl, were you, Thane?
You're a keen one, aren't you? Good. Keen blades are good for killing. Keen thoughts are good for living. Keeping those exiles on their toes, are you?
Leave some for me this time, you big bloody bastard. Ah, what bloody ruckus have you got us into?
Nicely done, for an amateur. Let me know when you feel like sharpening those skills of yours a bit more.
Mates, you're all screwed.
At this rate, we'll make quite the decent gladiator out of you. That said, I'm a bit concerned about your gear. It's one thing to have talent, but if you don't have the right gear, you'll be a talented corpse. Flasks are a must-have, especially the ones that can wash away any ailments an enemy might curse you with. The fastest, strongest fighter can be rendered as slow and soft as a slug. Thaumaturgy's a bugger like that. Choose your flasks wisely and use them sparingly. They've got to last you the whole fight, remember. Anyway, have a look at the bits and bobs I've mustered here. Every item hand-picked to make other exiles' lives miserable. See if anything takes your fancy.
Let's turn this into a free-for-all.
Turns out you've found yourself a hideout. And as luck would have it, I find myself in need of somewhere to sleep. Marimoa's given me the boot, you see. Oh, you didn't know about us? Not surprised. Pretty tight-lipped about her private life, that girl. Wouldn't mention anything to her either, unless you're looking for a piece of axe. So how about it? I don't take up much space, so there'll be plenty of room for others. And I'll defend your house like it's my own. What do you say? Hungry for trouble, are you?
Never take your eyes off the brawler. Hook's dying to tear into some sinew, and I don't much care whose.
And here I thought I might have dumped you in the deep end.
Sorry, Huntress, but time's come to put you down.
You're proving to be quite the reliable one. I like predictability in an ally. Helps me sleep at night. And as luck would have it, I've just found myself a new resting spot. Marimoa's given me the boot, you see. Oh, you didn't know about us? Not surprised. Pretty tight-lipped about her private life, that girl. Wouldn't mention anything to her, either. Unless you're looking for a piece of axe. So how about joining me, eh? I could do with the company, and as we all know, there's safety in numbers when it comes to living in Rayclast.
Vagan, this beating's for old time's sake.
So, you've gone and set up a cosy little nest with one of the other masters, have you? It's your fight. Your funeral, as they say. Should you change your mind, though, I might still have a spot that'd serve the two of us just as nicely, if not better. Defendable, comfortable, adaptable, and the whole lot of other ables that escape me for the moment. What do you reckon? Take a look for curiosity's sake.
Look at me! Now I'm a bloody backstabbing ponce. Not very fair, eh, Varici?
You won't regret this.
Back in the day, I'd have given my left arm to take a swing at a Parandus.
Sure, it's no imperial penthouse, but if you've been keeping up with the real estate these last couple 100 years, you'll notice that the Ray-class market's been a bit flat. So what do you think? Is it a keeper?
Everyone loves an underdog, Hillock, and you're never the underdog.
Well played, my friend. Well played. Of course, there's room for one or two others to join us if you feel so inclined. I'm not fussy when it comes to housemates, so I'll leave the choosing to you, eh? Just make sure none of them snore. There's an affray out there with your name on it.
This ain't my first battle royale, mates.
You, my friend, need a good scuffle.
Cage match then, is it?
Now, what sort of strife can we get you into today?
Great. Another body I'll have to lug around.
Fancy a touch of skirmish, gladiator?
So much for this place being secret.
Looking for some sparring practice?
Free-for-all brawl! Oh, how bloody kind.
Pretty fine work. Think you can top it next time?
I mean, I get why you want a new face.
You made a real statement that time. I reckon we should keep you talking.
Taking it to the spleen, maybe.
You're in a bit of a roll here.
Somehow I don't think you're hitting on me.
Violence really suits you. Brings out the red in your eyes.
Go on then, just try it.
You better be careful, or you're going to get a name for yourself.
This defense has become a bloody siege.
You surely do put on a good show.
Looks like you could use another hand. Just the one, though.
Bet you're itching to know how I ended up with a hook, right? Not half as much as my left hand itches in the middle of the night. The mind, eh? It's the damnedest of things. But here it is. I got complacent. Been fighting in arenas and gutter pits so long I thought I knew it all. It took a waif of a girl with a rusty dirk to take my hand and my pride with one out-of-the-blue slash. So here's a bit of blood-earned wisdom for you. Life is a school from which you never graduate. Those who stop learning start dying.
Let's get this handled and get out.
Since you seem pretty committed to proving yourself against your fellow exiles, here's a word of caution. Exsanguination.
Gotta swing the odds in our favour.
You're getting quite a reputation for yourself in fighting circles. So here's another tip from the Redmayne School of Not Dying, just to make sure you don't trip over your own pedestal. Some say you should focus on your strengths. That's good for the ego, not so good for keeping your throat unslit. Instead, drag your weaknesses kicking and screaming into the light and give them a damned good looking over. That'll help you protect your soft bits, but more importantly, it'll train your eye to spot weaknesses in others. Why go toe-to-toe with a man who has bigger toes than you when it's his dodgy hamstring you should be going after?
I know you're bloody dangerous, Haku. So let's aim that intensity in the right direction.
I wish we'd met back in Oriath. I could have made a bloody fortune out of you. Oh well, ancient history that. Let's look to the present, and to keeping you from becoming ancient history yourself. I've met some mighty big hitters in my time and picked up one valuable lesson from them. Don't get hit. A fighter can learn to take punishment. Body conditioning, armor, stamina, it all helps. But there are still attacks out there that'll cut through you like your yesterday's bog paper. Best thing when one of those blows falls? Be somewhere else.
Care to get swept up in my crusade, old man?
You probably know me well enough by now to understand that I don't say what I'm about to lightly. So here it is. You're a better fighter than I am. Better than Vagan. Better even than the great Doresso, in my mind at least. And you know why you're better? You just don't bloody give up. That's what it takes for true mastery, inside the arena and out. Sure, we all know how to put the blood, sweat and tears into something. How to just keep swinging that sword until it hits what we want it to hit. That makes us good. But you're different. You're so full of the fight that you've forgotten how to live any other way. That's why you, my friend, are one of the greats.
I've got my eye on victory, Vegan. Let's do this.
I know how exiles think, and more importantly, how they fight. Oriathan and Karui, brawler and thaumaturge. I've seen every type of combatant. I've recorded their strengths and nutted out their weaknesses. What do I do with all this know-how? I carve and hammer it into weapons and other bits and bobs. I could teach you a thing or two about that if you're willing. After all, if you're going to take down exiles, you'll need the right gear. Can't eat steak with a spoon, you know.
It seems I'm your captain, Guff.
Why should exile fight exile, you ask? This is our new home, so we need to get to know each other. And I reckon you can't truly know someone until you've fought them.
Hillock, just keep swinging.
You know, I've a few friends we should think about inviting over. Not your usual rank-and-file exile, all survivalism and vengeance. They're what I'd call your exile's exile. Far more interested in beating the corruption out of each other than in taking on the twisted hordes out there. A sensible coping strategy, if you ask me, and a damned fine philosophy for producing gladiators. Anyway, you just say the word. I'm sure they'll be thrilled to meet you.
The champ is here. What? No roaring crowd?
Another day, another ruckus. You feeling fighting fit? Another day, another ruckus.
Match. Leo.
Good on you. Now, how can we best make use of your violent cravings?
I guess it's back to work then.
Varici's a backstabbing ponce with delusions of grandeur. I had a gutsful of his type back in Oriath. Now they're turning up in Rayclast. There goes the neighbourhood.
Not a nice place to die, is it, exile?
I don't mind admitting that Katerina scares me bloody rigid. Can't say I understand her obsession with the deceased, but it's not for me to tell anyone how to run their life, or death for that matter.
Didn't even get to use my signature one-handed throw.
Tore as a pussycat. Scratch her belly and she's all purrs. Pull her tail and she'll have your eyes out before you can blink.
Don't worry, exile. This was a grudge match.
Zana, I respect a woman who knows exactly where things are. Bloody helpful when you lose your keys.
Thanks for the excitement, exile.
Vegan and I go way back. Even faced each other in the arena a few times in our younger days. He's not a bad bloke. It's just that I wish he'd been understanding enough to set up shop in some other part of Rayclast. It's not the competition I mind. It's the evening chinwags that get to me. A man likes to get a word in now and then.
Missed it by that much.
Never been one to believe in God myself, but damned if I'm going to tell Ellery on that. Just in case I'm wrong, you see. A good fighter always knows where the exits are.
Ugh! How did I lose a bloody cage match?
Haku's a bit on the intense side for my liking. It worries me when a man can't see the funny side of life. Makes him real dangerous.
Ugh! Too much of a ruckus.
Eternals would travel from far and wide to see the spectacles of Sane Arena. The gemling diva Kalissa gave her final performance in there for Emperor Chittus himself. Legend has it, on that same day, the first gemling legionnaire cut through 4 Ezomite warriors in less time than it would have taken Kalissa to sing a single bar. It's seen more artists of war and of culture than any other place in the whole of Rayclast. Whatever becomes of this land, I'm going to make damn sure of one thing. Sane Arena will continue to celebrate the spirit of glory. God knows, we all need a bit of glory in a place like this.
Gotta be honest. My heart wasn't in this one.
Fair Maryleen was one of the true greats of the arena in Sane. Her skill with the longsword was second to none. Pinpoint accuracy and fast as a viper. As the story goes, she started out as a gutter kid, brought up by her maidservant mother. No one knew for sure who her dad was, but some pegged Crave Farblood as the most likely candidate. Apparently sowed more than his fair share of wild oats in his day. You know why she was called Fair Maryleen? She was a looker by all accounts, but that wasn't how she earned the nickname. It was down to her fighting style. The girl was a dancer, so sure on her feet that she was bloody near untouchable. Could be something you want to try. Not the dancing bit, not literally, but working on your movement. Some fighters learn to take the hits, others learn to avoid them. Never seen a fighter successfully do both. It's through studying the greats that you learn how to be great yourself. Fighters who live in isolation tend to die there.
Fair. Fair fight. Not bad.
It's through studying the greats that you learn how to be great yourself. Fighters who live in isolation tend to die there.
No more timeouts. Please.
This isn't widely known, but Hector Tertusius was an Essamite by birth. Warm up.
Even better with a weapon than with words.
Unstoppable.
I'm really building a damaged reputation here.
Time.
This one's going to hurt, isn't it? I knew you'd get me back for killing you.
Round 1. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Round 5. Round 6. Round 7. Round 8. Round 9. Red team wins.
I shouldn't have jumped in like I did.
Red team gains a point.
Sure can pick 'em, can't you, Leo?
Ready?
You should have given them the Redmayne treatment. Make a statement. So what do you want from me?
Perfect match.
You won. So congratulations are in order. But the Syndicate's still going strong. Want to really hit us where it hurts? Then you've got to let us team up. Take us down as a group. I'll even let you choose my teammate. Up for the challenge?
Multi-kill.
Don't snuff my candle just yet. I've got access to information you might find valuable. Just let me get in contact with a mate of mine. Get a little drink in 'em. A little palling around and whammo, gossip galore. What do you say?
Killing spree.
I'm a man of limited talents, as you can see. Only so much you can do with a hook, and apparently this wasn't one of 'em. You don't need to kick a man while he's down. Just let me figure out a plan B.
Fight.
What if, and bear with me here, what if instead of gutting me, you just let me go? And I mean really go. Gone. Out of the Syndicate. Interested?
Draw.
You hear a lot of things when you spend enough time at one job. The sort of things someone like you might get some use out of. Only, there's no bloody way I'm telling you anything if you're going to just slice me to bits.
Blue team wins.
To the victor go the spoils, as in actual treasure. Stuff you can swing and wear. Interested?
Blue team gains a point.
Don't know about you, but I'm excited for the next round. I guess it's time to play at spying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kill streak.
Next time you see me, I'll be a new man, with a new plan. Good choice, Exile. I guess I'm off. You're a smart one, Exile. And the strong get stronger. I preferred being the pitmaster than a pit dog in my proverbial past life. Getting bloodied for money was never much fun. I reckon a few sneaky maneuvers and I could knock a Syndicate chump down a peg, leaving me to take their place. Might piss 'em off, but I think somehow you'll be fine with that. Back in my arena master days, I learned the power of prestige. To rise in the eyes of the crowd, others must fall. That's something I've made sure to keep ready myself. Bloody the noses of my comrades in arms here, and elevate myself. It's a power play. A bad apple spoils the bunch. Put bluntly, one monkey's ass can damage the whole crowd's enthusiasm. Get what I'm getting at? I make it my business to retain the ability to kick someone out of the rosters entirely. If it's information you're after, there's no one better to converse with than Leo Redmayne. I've befriended all my comrades in arms, and I can tell you all about their roles and fighting strategies, if you'll spare me a certain amount of pain in exchange. Hate to double-cross an old mate, but Vagan's man enough to deal with it. Plus, I own one. I get why you want to kill me. I do. But Perandus! Bloody Perandus! Doesn't that name just make you... Rah! Perandus! A professional like myself knows that when the fight's over, the fight's over. Hillock, well, the fight's never really over in his head. Put the poor bastard out of his misery. I love a bit of violence. Who among us doesn't? But there's a time and a place. For Chimera, the time is always and the place is wherever he happens to bloody be. I just can't stand it. When a fight's over, the fighter's job is done. We go home, tend to our wounds, and train for the next round. When Ashling's done fighting, well, that's just the beginning. The things she does to the bodies. I'm intimidating, but she's scary. An arena fighter knows, once the fight is over, respect is what counts. Think anyone else in the syndicate would say the same. Always hoped I'd get a warrior's death. Look at the situation you've put me in. The only way you'll get me to spill my guts is literally. I'll take this one for the team. My days in the cage are over. End our conflict and make a good show of it. Knew you were weak. Bloody knew it. Next time it'll be you, old friend. Go neck yourself, mate. Righto, Redblade. You're on my list. You really are a bastard, aren't you? Must be nice having absolutely no conscience whatsoever. Is it really in your best interest to piss off a bloody arena fighter? Huh. You say prison cell. I hear holiday. You know what she does to me in there? Please. Please, no. Wait, what about a deal? What about last time? You should have given them the Redmayne treatment. Make a statement. Death is what separates the wolves from the pups. If you hadn't done it, I probably would have. Bugger! How about a rematch, eh? Make a show of it! Go on, make a show of it! Make a show of it! Impress me! Impress me! Impress me! Come on! Come on! Come on!